the indecent suits grew skimpier and skimpier. With the women, you'd have less and less of the breast exposed, more and more of the cleavage, and with the trunks, they would go farther and farther down on the hip until you could almost see the crotch hair.
Okay, here we're back again with Suzanne. She has another interesting topic, but she's going to tell us a joke before we start. So, Suzanne, tell us the joke that you just told me and Alex.
What did the underwater photographer say to the shark?
What? What did he say?
Can either of you guess?
Nope.
No, tell us.
Smile. You're on Jaws camera.
All right, and with that joke, we should talk about beaches, right?
Yeah, come out of the water right away and you'll be safe on the beach. It seems that every summer you always have a number of people on the beach that are dressed immodestly. Now, I don't think that's the case with men, but with women, the trend in skimpy clothing started out with the invention of the bikini.
Mm-hmm. And you're against that?
Yes, because grown-ups don't want their children to be scantily clad in a public beach. There's always some parts of the body that have to be wholly covered.
Right. So do you accept bikinis, or you think they just got skimpier as the time went on?
Are you talking about being more daring in places like private swimming pools or clubs, or? I'm
just saying, like, bikinis from the 60s, let's say, or the 50s, 40s. They seemed like they used more material, let's say.
Yeah, would you consider...
Yes, they did, because the problem is, in time, the indecent suits grew skimpier and skimpier. With the women, you'd have less and less of the breast exposed, more and more of the cleavage, and with the trunks, they would go farther and farther down on the hip until you could almost see the crotch hair, and in the back they would come up and up and up and up, exposing more and more of the buttock.
Yes. Now, so my question was, were you okay with the 1940s bikini, or was that already too much for you?
I didn't learn about bikinis until maybe the 60s, because people were wearing them in more places. When I was growing up, our family always insisted that my siblings and I always appeared decent on a public beach.
So would you say, would you prefer no bikinis and all one-piece swimsuits?
Yes, one piece.
Yeah.
Okay. But what I was trying to say was, the original bikini okay with you, or was that crossing the line?
The original bikini was two-piece, and it did cross the line, if that's what you mean.
So in your opinion, that was already passing the decency line.
I beg your pardon?
It already crossed the decency line back in the 40s, as far as you're concerned. So you would prefer everyone to wear the one piece?
Yes.
Although I have some pretty daring one pieces.
That's true.
Pretty daring one pieces?
Some that are cut very, very in a risque manner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
because that's going to, because the designers, the manufacturers, and especially the wearers will arouse God's displeasure.
I have a feeling that they're if they want to, they're going to cheat their way. So even if you had a beach that required a one piece, people would get very daring with it. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a way around it.
So what are we trying to focus on here? Just your displeasure with the changing tastes in fashion, or is this more like a morality issue?
I'd say it's a notoriety issue.
No, I mean, okay, I was saying morality, but you're going with notoriety. Okay.
Oh boy.
That's okay. Is it both, maybe? Maybe it's morality and notoriety. Why do you think they do it? Like, why would somebody wear an extremely daring bathing suit, in your opinion?
I'd say they want to get as much suntan on as much of their bodies as possible. I was made to think that a suntan was a status symbol, but then I learned that it can contribute to a premature old age of the skin, and I don't know if it's true about cancer, about too much sun.
Skin cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, skin cancer.
You get too much burning and stuff. So we have health issues that you're worried about. That's one. But the main issue is indecency? Is that what you're trying to say?
Indecency. Okay. Public indecency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, do you believe that's a reflection of decay of our society? Is it possible there's a connection, or no? As morality standards are going down.
Yeah.
And where do you think we go from here?
Yes.
There's so little that they're wearing. You know, what can happen from this point on?
Like in 10 years, would it be just nudity?
Yeah. I don't know.
What a bathing suit's going to look like in 10 years?
I always see the most daring clothes on younger people, not necessarily children, but I mean teenagers and adults in their 20s or perhaps 30s.
Yeah. They want the most attention, right?
Yeah, so you think a lot of them just want attention? I mean, suntan, I don't know if that's the main reason.
Because they're in the prime of life. Their bodies are in their best condition.
Okay, so you believe that attracting attention from onlookers is a part of it?
Yes.
Maybe trying to get some kind of reaction. But you see that as a negative. Like, you don't like it.
I don't like it. With all these, with all those daredevils, what are they going to do when they get older and their bodies become less attractive to see?
Yeah, but you probably would stop wearing those kind of things, I guess.
They would have to go back to more conservative clothing, like one-piece suits.
My concern is that they don't.
Yes, that could be that's an issue too. Then you need to be. I can't see.
Some people tend to think they're younger than they actually are.
Yeah. How do you feel about old bathing suits in the 30s when men and women wore like the whole outfit?
Oh, the full one,
like a short sleeve shirt and like a onesie for the guys as well as the ladies.
Yeah.
Would you go back to that?
That's necessary.
Well, I still don't quite get it.
Well, have you seen the old ones from the 1930s and 1920s when people wore like the whole, almost like a...
It was basically what
I'm wearing now.
What Boris is wearing now, except as a bathing suit.
In one piece, right? You have a short sleeve shirt tied up to the shorts kind of thing. Are you okay with? Would you go back to that, or are you okay with? Is there a middle ground somewhere?
The middle course.
Middle course. So what would be appropriate for you? Like what is the appropriate beach wear for you?
Well, I'd say a one-piece bathing suit, but I would if it were in two pieces, I would prefer a one-piece dress down to about here, and a pair of trunks underneath, because I don't want the trunks to stand up by themselves so that they hug and expose too much of my derriere close up.
Okay, so I wasn't talking personally about you, just like for your opinion, that's the type of suit that you would recommend to everyone.
I think
Yes. Well, people who wear, women who wear tennis dresses, they're like that, a short one-piece dress with a pair of trunks underneath.
Yeah, they do have suits like that.
tankinis, I think
Yeah,
they call
whatever.
them.
But they do have, so like what you described does
Yeah.
exist, and I've seen it.
Yeah.
How about men? Since we just talked about women, how do you feel about men?
When I see the women so scantily clad, I never see men that scantily clad. Well, you expect the men to have their torsos bare, their chests and their backs, but they wear longer trunks. They do not wear these skimpy trunks, which would outline and expose more and more of their buttocks. When I see men on the beach, they, like I said, they wear shorts, but they're not real skimpy. They come down, should I say, at least this far, and they're rather loose fitting.
So I take it you never went to Asbury Park, New Jersey?
I did go to Asbury Park once, but I was not on the beach. I was there to be in an anti-drug parade.
You might see some scantily clad men at that beach.
I think there are some men who wear something approaching.
Yeah. There are some on certain beaches.
Yeah.
Like Aquina Beach and Martha's Vineyard, especially if you go around the corner. Which
Yeah. But I don't think it's a trend for most men.
yeah, no, it's certain population, but not everyone, I guess. But
Yeah.
I see your point. Sometimes you don't want to see certain things,
Yeah.
right? Certain things should be private, in your opinion. That's what we're talking about,
Yes.
right? Reserved for your home. So you feel there's no reason for you to display certain parts of your body in public.
Oh, that's right.
What would be the biggest negative of that behavior? Like, what do you feel is really...
Some better-minded citizens would call the police or some law organization to take away the really scantily clad people.
Okay, so you would go that far to make it legal, like a legal issue?
Religious issue?
No, legal. Like you would call the like what would be the charge? Or wearing a skimpy bikini? I mean, where does that go? And then the danger becomes who's making those decisions. What's considered scandally, right? Because we all have different standards. So what's immodest for one person might be okay for somebody else, and then who makes those decisions? That's the problem.
All I can say is I read in some books about the appearances of the Blessed Virgin Mary in Fatima, Portugal. She said that God is very displeased by the indecent fashions worn by women today. I'm sure they meant scantily clad women, or in the case this was during the time of World War I. 3 local children who witnessed the appearances lived on for quite some time afterward, although 2 of them became ill and died a couple of years after the visions had ended. And the younger girl, Jacinta, was in a hospital with pleurisy, and she complained about women who came to visit her who were in stylish clothes with low-cut bosoms. Mm-hmm. So what was the purpose of that? What's the purpose of having a low cut dress. Well, that was something that God was offended by.
So you would, in general, recommend modesty to
Yes.
people, right? And
Yes.
and because you look at that as a virtue. No, am I wrong?
Yes.
So if you want to be virtuous, be modest, then there's no reason for you to expose yourself unnecessarily. That's the moral of the story. Yes or no? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Did I get okay? Well, let me know. I'm just trying to understand what what kind of message you're giving us. So essentially, modesty. That's what you recommend, and that's probably true in all things, not just beaches, right? Modesty in all elements or parts of your life.
Well, are you talking about everyday life or strictly swimming or bathing facilities?
I'm saying you were talking about beaches and bathing suits, but I'm saying it's a general advice you should probably follow. Be modest in all parts of your life.
Because I've been to a couple of public lakes and swim clubs, and I never saw any real problem with immodest clothing in those smaller and closed facilities. But out on a public beach that's way open, people are more daring.
All right.
Point, yeah.
So let's stick with modesty, moderation in everything. Right? You have to go. You don't want to wear a suit in the beach. That would be a bad idea. You sweat too much. But at the same time, you don't want to go and be with nothing, unless you go to a nudist beach. I guess that's a different story.
Nudist beaches would get into the worst trouble.
Well, you might get sunburn.
There's
in
multiple
certain areas,
troubles. Yeah.
certain areas that don't get a lot of sunshine might suffer more. But I'm just joking, Suzanne. Thank you for the advice and a good topic. So,
Yeah.
Thank you, and we'll find another topic to discuss.